The world is driven by impulse and has been for a couple centuries before I even existed, but this is no more prevalent than in the stock market. And typically, what follows afterwards is either regret, in the sense that they try to comfort themselves and tell them, "Oh, it's a long-term play, and stuff like that." We both know that's not long-term play, but on the off chance, the other chance is that they hit a lottery ticket and then their egos swell up to a massive level. So, with that said, today I will ask and answer the question of what the did I just buy? But first, I'm getting this telepathic message. It's saying that you should subscribe, leave a like on the video, and leave a comment because I have no idea where to find the US patents for this thing that they're talking about. So you'll learn about that later in the video. One last thing, because I can't stress this enough, I do currently have a position in CEI. I am not giving any sort of financial advice whatsoever. Anything you guys do, the responsibility falls upon you and no one else. And if you guys are not sure of this area, please find a qualified financial advisor for yourself that understands your situation. I'm just going to mention this really quickly. Today you're going to get lower right side redemption, and let's begin. So first, what is CEI? CEI is an independent oil and natural gas company that engages in acquisitions, development, and sale of crude oil, natural gas liquids, and sea line, shale, and Okay, that's a whole lot of words there. I'm going to simplify it in one fell swoop. They're an oil and gas company. There, done. Moving on from that, the first thing I saw that kind of concerned me was that Camber Energy gets NYSE American Listing Standards notification. And the company failed to file its Form 10K, which is the annual filing, for the 9-month period ending of December 31st, 2020, saying that it encountered issues in finalizing the determination of the fair value of both assets and liabilities associated with its acquisition of Viking Energy Group. I might have skipped over this as well, but they acquired another energy company called Viking Energy Group, and according to their SEC filing as of today, in September 11th, I don't see any sort of 10K other than the notification of inability to file, blah, 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 and so forth. So they haven't really filed it yet. So that's kind of a concern, but it's not a major concern. They just got to file it to get it off their account. As I dug through, I came across this little thing from the press release. On August 24th, Camber Energy secures exclusive IP license for patented carbon capture system. And essentially what they're saying is that they basically created new tech to do a lot of carbon capture, which is very popular in the news right now because of climate change and all that sort of stuff. But they're basically thinking that they can do carbon capture and produce certain commodities that they can later resell, which is not a bad thing because it's actually a really smart thing. If you guys can basically turn your waste into something that's sellable, it's basically like what recycling's become. But let's read a little bit about it. And from what I see, it says that stationary electric power generators, including methods to utilize heat and carbon dioxide capture, the ESG, blah, blah. The license is exclusive for all of Canada, which I'll be honest, I don't think that Canada is a big polluter in the world, and non-exclusive for 25 locations in the United States, which is, I think there's China's number one, and then there's India and stuff like that. United States isn't number one in that, and I don't think you guys want to be number one in that, but I could be wrong. But the ESG clean energy system is designed to generate clean electricity from internal combustion engines and utilize waste heat capture. 100% of carbon dioxide emitted from the engine without loss of efficiency and in a manner to facilitate the production of precious commodities, e.g. distilled deionized water, urea, NH, nitrogen quadroxide, or I can't remember my science, but ammonia, ethanol, and methanol for sale. Let's just take a quick step back to process what we just read there. So they are essentially taking the heat from combustion engines and recycling that heat into something else, probably energy related, or to reduce the energy usage of something. And I'm not too unfamiliar with this because I remember there was an apartment building that was being built in my town where they were going to use the shower water, the runoff gray water from the showers and stuff like that, because it still retained a little heat. They were going to basically have it encompass the new water. Obviously no contact there, but encompass new water and transfer a little bit of the heat into the incoming water so they don't have to use as much energy to heat it or something like that. I never kept up with the study. It was an interesting concept, but I don't know how far it went. I don't think it really went that far, especially with nowadays. But the second part is where I kind of laugh, because they say that they're trying to essentially extract a little bit of commodities out of this process as well, mostly in water. Urea, ammonia, so P, ethanol, and methanol. So that's a little tidbit that I didn't even know myself. I didn't think that, my P was worth anything, but apparently it is to them. But anyway, so James Doris, blah, blah, in my view, this transaction, all that sort of stuff. In addition to electric power generation, the ESG clean system is designed to be utilized within a number of different environments, including plastic recycling operations, nitrogen removal, microgrids, data centers, and crypto mining operations. So the first four, I'm not going to claim that I know everything or anything about it. I have no idea what microgrids are. A lot of this isn't new, but essentially they're going to be providing power to these facilities. But the last part kind of annoys me, because it's saying crypto mining operations. And a lot of the first movers out there already have deals with like energy companies, which Camber is. And I know that people are kind of shopping around all the time, but I'm not sure if they can actually provide a competitive edge. Like, sure, they can be high in the ESG rating, but at the end of the day, for them to attract a crypto miner, it's all about cost and how much can they provide energy for at what cost, right? But I have an extra little annoyance with that, because it seems like they're trying to jump on the train, and it's not like these companies are all that ignorant or that unaware of the current narrative, like how crypto has become essentially mainstream, and people are all emphatic about buying crypto, mining crypto, and just anything involving crypto and stuff like that, right? So that little ad on the bottom there just doesn't sit well with me, because it feels like they're trying to essentially clout chase, and that's not something I feel extremely comfortable with. So a quick shout out to Snow from MartiniRita's community, link down below. Fantastic community. You guys should check it out. I was not able to find this patent because I have no idea what I'm looking for, and he was able to find it in a couple of minutes. So obviously check out the community. I hang out there as well. So again, like I said, I have no idea what I'm reading. I can just give like an ooga booga sort of point of view for this thing, but you guys can check out the patent yourself. And if you guys are an engineer, or you guys know anything about this in the field, please just comment down below. Obviously, if you guys can weigh in on with your expertise, then it'll make us all better. But for my interpretation of this thing is, when they mention internal combustion engines, this is this little in this little diagram, it's this thing a little here, and then they have a little crankshaft here and everything, and that stuff is generating power to which they use. And while this engine is running, it looks like they will also capture some of the waste products that are out there. So obviously all the carbon emissions and stuff like that, and then just break it down and I guess resell it for whatever they can use, right? So again, if you guys are an expert in the subject, you guys know how to read patents, you guys know how to read these blueprint diagrams, or an engineer or whatever, just comment down below, because it helps us all. So my final thoughts and comments on the subject are, their carbon capture technology isn't that impressive, as there exists a technology that has been here for millions of years, and it's also commodity, which also became really expensive during the summer because of the shortages and stuff like that. But if you guys haven't guessed it, it's called trees. Albeit I know it's not as efficient as oil and gas. I just wanted to insert that joke there. But regardless, I feel like this is one of those companies that are just one of many energy companies out there. And even if natural gas prices are rising, which they typically do according to the EIA, they're not really in seasonality right now, especially for these oil and gas companies. This feels like people are just jumping in on the hype. But honestly, to answer the question of what the F did I just buy, something that just pisses my money away. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and just remember, just because you're a day trader doesn't mean you have to trade every single day.